Bonnie C, another trucker. What's the word? The lack of respect for trucking. Yeah, man, it's going on 3:30 in the morning, Friday morning, payday. Hope your settlements is looking good for you this week. And I'm finna get ready to do my pre-trip so I can finish out my day. Well, make it to the shipper. Not to the shipper, but to the receiver. I only got a few hours till I make it to the receiver. But yeah, just figure I'd sit up here and chop it up with y'all for a minute. But as I come to think about it, man, it is Truckers Appreciation Week. And it's funny. It takes me back to when I first started trucking within my first 5 months. I remember it was somewhere in the southeast, maybe Virginia or the Carolinas, somewhere around there. But I remember I pulled up at a Pilot and they was they was out there grilling burgers and hot dogs for the truckers. And I thought that was real cool. And they was doing it for Truckers Appreciation Week. I didn't understand what they was doing it for, but yeah, come to find out it was for Truckers Appreciation Week. And man, I thought that was so cool, man. My first impression of that was like, man, people really care about us, We really getting love out here. And it's just funny from then to now, I got a total different outlook and a total different perspective on that. And yeah, it is a real lack of respect for trucking from people outside of trucking and people that's inside the trucking industry. A huge lack of respect. I've come to realize in this country, in the society, the way this society is constructed, or the way things are, the people who do the hardest work get treated the worst. A lot of times, the people who do the hardest work get paid the least, and unfortunately, it's not right. It's not right, but I do understand why things go that way, which is kind of like a whole nother topic, but I understand it. But yeah, man, truckers don't really get no respect out here, man. People outside the industry don't really respect us. There's a lot of people that hate us. And in some cases, rightfully so, man. Truckers, you know what I'm saying? Truckers have been known to recklessly cause damage. Reckless trucker get into an accident in whichever way, recklessly, and take somebody's life. You know what I'm saying? You taking somebody's family member away, somebody's loved one away, man. People gonna resent you for that. And in a lot of cases, when you belong to a group of people, when you do something, people are gonna hold their whole group accountable. So if one truck driver do something reckless, a lot of people are gonna be looking at all truck drivers as the same. It's part of the reasons why we can't really park nowhere. Or you know what I'm saying? I mean, when I first got into the industry, people were saying how Walmart's used to allow truckers to park in their parking lots. And just through my time of being in the trucking industry, it's been fewer and fewer Walmarts that's been allowing truckers to park in their parking lots. And it's all for good reason, man. A lot of truck drivers, man, they don't care about cleanliness. They don't clean up after themselves. They create trash outside of their trucks. They don't know how to act like they don't know how to properly dispose of their trash. They don't respect people's property. So in turn, some of this, the lack of respect is self-inflicted. Some of it is self-inflicted amongst truckers. So yeah, man. Side note. It's funny. It is funny how people complain about the lack of parking in trucking. What is that light? Yeah, it's dark where I'm at, man. They some people over here doing some work on a light post or putting up a light post, man. All the electricity done went out in this area, so I'm in a cut in the dark. So I'm just kind of seeing weird lights and stuff. But anyway, um, what was the point that I was making? Okay, yeah, I said. Side note, this is something I noticed, and this got something to do with where I'm at right now. A lot of truckers we complain about the parking, which parking is a problem. But this is something that I noticed. This is something that I noticed. Like where I'm at right now, um, it's a pilot. It's a pilot in Arkansas off 167, US 167, I think. But this pilot used to be a mom and pop stop. And before, it always used to be parking here. Before it was a pilot, because I was coming here before it was a pilot, probably a year before it was a pilot. It was always parking. You know what I'm saying? You can come here any time of the day, any time of the night. I come here 12 o'clock at night, it's gonna always be parking. As soon as they put that pilot sign up, all of a sudden a whole bunch of trucks start parking here. You know what I'm saying? And they only let me know one thing, man. A lot of truckers is lazy. Just like I found this place, you know what I'm saying? I did my due diligence and found this spot. Unfortunately, you know what I'm saying? When they turn it into a pilot, all of a sudden truckers start coming to it like a moth to a flame. So yeah, we know generally it's a lack of parking in major uh big box truck stops. We know that. But I don't know, man. I think it's parking all around, to be honest with you. A lot of us, we just don't go out our way to look. We don't do enough trip planning. We don't do enough research. But that's just something I noticed. That's something that I noticed. This parking lot right here, man, it was always parking. Always. As soon as they put that pilot sign up, everybody want to come here. And this spot was really tucked off. Really tucked off. That's just a side note. But anyway, so yeah. Um, yeah, it's a lack of respect for truckers. I don't know. Some of it could be inflicted. Well, a lot of it could be inflicted. You know what I'm saying? Because it just amongst truckers ourselves, man. Sometimes we don't treat ourselves good, and in turn, you know what I'm saying? It opens the door for other people not to respect us. So that's one way. But um, on the pay side, I don't know, man. A lot of people say that we don't get paid right. Some people is doing good out here. Some people is not doing good. I don't know. I mean, when you understand capitalism and how markets work, some people would say that the way things is going is the way it's supposed to be. A lot of people say that, well, truck drivers over the road should be getting paid a minimum of $100,000 a year. Yeah, that sound good, but is that going to work for the machine? Can the machine really afford to pay that? When you really think about it, sometimes people will never understand what it takes to run a machine until you in charge of a machine, whatever that machine may be, whatever the business. When I say machine, I'm just talking about business, whatever machine that may be. So me being responsible for a machine, I got a little bit of understanding of why things are possibly the way that they are. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that it's right, but I just understand it. I'm not agreeing with it. I just understand. For me to break it up, to give clear clarification for people in the back, have an understanding of something and agreeing with something is two total different things. So I'm just saying, I understand why certain things are the way they are, and companies is not here to make truckers rich. They just not. It's not how it goes. It's up to the individual to make the decision and put action forward into empowering themselves. It's a lot of lack of respect from people inside the industry. Once again, like I said, when it comes to parking, and a lot of places not wanting truckers to be in their spot, in their places, you know what I'm saying? A lot of that got to do with the lack of respect amongst truckers, with how they treat themselves, how they treat their space. And a lot of truckers do not care about the spaces of other people. So that's one way. That's one example of the lack of respect from inside trucking. But um, it's also just a lot of people that don't really care about doing this job or being in this field, or a lot of people don't even consider trucking a career. You know what I'm saying? Some people, they just look at this as something to do for the time being, a transitional job. Some people, everybody don't look at this as a career or a long-standing career. Um, a lot of people got a lot of misconceptions about coming into trucking, and what it's really gonna take. It was people that got mad at me when I made a video. Um, don't come to truck and go to school, youngin. A lot of people got mad at me for that. I forget. I just remember the title. To be honest with you, I can't even remember what I was saying in that video. I don't even remember what the hell I was saying. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it was people. You know what I'm saying? It was people who was not feeling what I was talking about. Because you got people who feel like, well, why are you telling? I guess somewhere in that video I was telling people like it's other things, more things in life to do just besides trucking. You don't have to do trucking to be successful in life. You know what I'm saying? So you got people that's gonna feel upset because they feel like you're telling people, oh well, how are you doing it, and you telling other people that they shouldn't do it. They automatically try to take that as like you on some hating, or you hating on other people coming to the industry, man. If that was the case with me, I wouldn't even have a channel. Number two, everything ain't for everybody. Everybody ain't built for this. Everybody can't do this. Just because I can do it don't mean you can do it. Just because somebody else is doing something that looks lucrative and they feel don't mean that I can do it. I can't be no plumber. I can't be no plumber in New York or Chicago where they got rat infestation problems. Because, plumbers, they got to get down and dirty. The type of work they got to do. Pipes, crawl spaces, and all that different type of stuff. And plumbers get paid well. I don't know how the hierarchy and all that, the chain of command go on plumbing, but I do know plumbers make bank. But just because this particular person that might be in that field is doing well, that don't mean that that's for me. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times people take it personal, like, people that's been in this trucking industry, when we just be telling people like, hey man, this is what it's gonna take. Being in this industry for a little minute, obviously I understand and knows what it takes to make progress in this industry. It take a lot of discipline. It take a lot of sacrifice. It take a lot of hard work. It take a lot of patience. And a lot of people do not carry those virtues. It's a lot of people these days. Like I say, we live in a time where everything is snappy. Everybody wants stuff overnight. That's the hypnotic rhythm of our society. That's the way things is flowing, especially when we looking on social media. Everybody got it. Everybody was broke yesterday, now they rich today. Everybody got it. So that's the rhythm of the expectations of people when it comes to certain things, and especially trucking, man. Everybody think they gonna get into trucking and strike it rich. Everybody think they finna get into trucking and just make the highest livable wage overnight, man. It take time. You know what I'm saying? You got to put in work for this. You really got to hustle for this. And a lot of people ain't got it in them. A lot of people, they can't withstand living life in the box. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people can't do this, man. Look at me. You know, I got the bananas wrapped up with the paper bag. You know, because when you do this for so long, you start getting crafty with how you living out here. So I notice with the bananas, like when I leave them on the surface, especially as you riding down the road, your bananas get bruised because all the bumping and the vibrations. So when you let them hang like that in the air and they not touching nothing as you driving, um, they stay fresh longer. You know what I'm saying? Little stuff that you pick up while you out here, little stuff that you learn to adapt to and get yourself accustomed to. But a lot of people they not willing to acclimate themselves to this lifestyle. You know, just because I can do it don't mean you can do it. Everybody ain't got the same heart. Everybody ain't got the same type of backbone. You know, everybody you know, whether it's the NFL, NBA, Major League Baseball, all the people that's in those leagues are professionals. If you're in the NFL, you are a professional football player, but every football player is not getting paid the same. Everybody is not bringing the same value to the table. Everybody not getting the same results. Everybody not getting the same stats. You know, and it's the same thing in trucking. You know what I'm saying? Especially as far as when you listening to people who share their perspective on trucking, that's another thing too. You can't get caught up in what other people are saying about trucking. Not too much. You can't, Betty, I want to say, you cannot let other people's bad experiences about trucking affect and hinder you from doing what you want to do in trucking. You can't do it if you want to be successful in this. You know, I've been hearing negative things about trucking since I've been in this industry, since I first came in. And just having a plan and a vision, man, that's something that has protected me since I've been in this industry. Because when you got that plan and that vision, and really more so having a vision, more so than a plan, because you can have plans and things are just not gonna go your way all the time. You know what I'm saying? So you're gonna always have to adjust and make, you know what I'm saying, make improv be I can't even get the word out, but you know what I'm saying. You're gonna have to adjust along the way, but having that vision, you know, seeing where you want to be, seeing who you want to be, that's the most important. That's the strongest, especially when that vision is clear in your head. Yeah, you gotta see the vision, family. You gotta see the vision. Who do you want to be? Like you have to see everything in detail, top to bottom. What kind of clothes do you see yourself wearing? What do your best self look like? What do you look like being your best self? What's your hairstyle? You know what I'm saying? Where are you at? What are your surroundings? What kind of cars you driving? What kind of clothes you wearing? Do you got jewelry? You know, who you got by your side? Who is your friends? What type of women is you dealing with? Or ladies, you know what I'm saying? Who are you dealing with in your life? You have to see these things. How do you look? You have to see yourself as the ultimate player. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you first come in, you gotta have that vision, fam, and you gotta be able to see it. And when you have that vision, that will keep you on a sturdy path. Because you're gonna hear a lot of people say a lot of things about trucking that's not favorable. And sometimes, man, when you allow yourself to intake too much negativity from other people's bad experiences, man, it'll start to affect you and make you think a certain type of way. That's another reason why I don't really be around a whole lot of people. You know what I'm saying? I never really was around a whole lot of people in my trucking career. Cause I don't want other people's energy intermingling and disturbing what I got going on. Cause I'm on a natural high. You know what I'm saying? I've been on a natural high since day one. And I live inside my own imagination. You know what I'm saying? And no, I'm not at the pinnacle of the highest of the heights or what I want to be or what I came to get out of trucking. But man, I have been getting what I want out of trucking. I have been seeing results. You know what I'm saying? And I have to accredit a lot of that to not only just having the vision, but also staying down. And I don't know about nobody else, man, but I rock with trucking. I take trucking seriously. A lot of people don't take trucking seriously. A lot of people coming into trucking these days, they don't really take this seriously. It's just, oh, I'm just gonna do this for a little minute. I mean, that's cool. First and foremost, do what you want with trucking. You know what I'm saying? But as far as people really getting some up out of this, man, you really got to be dedicated to this. You have to take trucking as serious as anything else. And just because you might hear somebody else not taking it seriously, don't let that affect you. If this is what you want to do, if this is what you chose to do, I chose trucking and I'm going to ride with it. I knew I was going to be in trucking 15, 20 years. You know what I'm saying? Some people don't, people feel however they want to feel about trucking. But, you know what I'm saying? I'm one of the few that's here to add prosperity back into this. You know what I'm saying? No, I know I'm more than a trucker, fam. You know what I'm saying? I know this. You know, being a trucker is not all that I am, but as far as my occupation and I get around people, somebody asks me what I do, I have no shame in telling people, man, I'm a trucker. I drive trucks. I ain't got to go into no other further details. I ain't even got to tell people I own my own truck. I ain't got to say nothing. I'm a trucker. They want to know anything more, I let them ask the questions so we can have a conversation. But first off, I'm a trucker. I drive trucks. That's what I do. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people be ashamed of that. So it's wide open out here, family. It's wide open. Everything is what you make it. Um, I'm a firm believer in the law of compensation. You only get what you put into things. You only get back what you put into things. And if you're not willing to put your all into something or really dedicate yourself to something, man, you're not gonna get the results that you're looking for, man. You're gonna keep getting half-ass results. So um I respect trucking. I respect it to the fullest, you know. And I know, how can I say it? I knew trucking. I just, when I look back and just think about my whole experience in this industry so far, man, I knew it was for me because I just never felt depressed doing this. You know, yeah, of course we had bad days. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be times that the situation's gonna piss you off. It's gonna be times. It's gonna be times. It's gonna be situations that's gonna make you second guess your decision for doing this. And that's with a lot of things in life. You know what I'm saying? But overall, I never got depressed doing this. You know what I'm saying? I know this for me. And if you made this decision, man, to get in the trucking, I hope it's for you. You know, all the people that I've seen in my comment section saying that y'all inspired to go get y'all CDLs, man. I hope y'all going to get y'all CDLs. What you waiting on? Because we need more solid drivers. We don't just need a bunch of people that's coming into the industry that ain't gonna take it seriously. We need more solid drivers. Um, you know, and on another note, you know, I know the game is changing, the industry is changing, things are shifting in society, which is, you know, shifting our industry. Um, hey man, we just gotta take advantage of things while they're getting us good at the moment for however long the moment is, because we know things is changing and there's certain things that's coming that's gonna be making some great shifts. But um, I'm not gonna stress myself out over these things that I know that's coming. I'm just going, you know, I know these things is coming. So yes, in the back of my mind, I am preparing myself for certain things and thinking outside the box on certain things. But at the same time, I'm not gonna stress myself out about what may be and what not. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna continue getting it while it's good. So, hey man, if you're thinking about doing this, don't wait. Don't wait. You know, I think trucking gonna be here for a little minute. You know, I think trucking gonna be here long enough for you to come in and get you a couple of dollars. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. We all got our own perspectives, and everybody got their own perspective on trucking, and everybody, you know, it's fair. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna stick to my perspective because my perspective been working for me, and hopefully you carry those same sentiments if you choose to do trucking, man, hopefully trucking will work for you. That's all I got for the moment, man. Vonnie EC, another trucker, gone.